Cashgate with the objective to change the way the private markets industry do their calculations and thus achieve digitalization. We achieved this with our state-of-the-art software, which allows industry experts and executives to do their calculations in an innovative way.
We look at the market with the inventor's eyes. What can be improved? What is not yet great? And then we take action to make it better. The journey just only started, and now is the time to jump on the train and discover with us a digitalized private market universe. Cashgate takes away the perils and time waste of you creating the same algorithms again and again for every model you create. And it takes away the issue to figure out how to calculate something. You become more efficient by focusing your energy in understanding what has to happen to increase your and your client's value. Do the same thing in less time.
The Cashgate product keeps evolving and keeps incorporating new technology. All our clients profit from that innovation immediately, and by doing so achieve a competitive advantage. Not only by reducing costs, but by the ability to offer more flexibility at a lower cost, which is ultimately increasing the performance for the investors.
The Cashgate application is your toolbox to handle any calculation you need to achieve. The application has all the algorithms you need. It helps you to create the results you need. This can be waterfall calculation, which gives you any number you may need for understanding what is happening. Forecasts based on models, which you create with a couple of clicks and let it run against your terms to see where you run out of cash versus where you have an excess of cash. Or you want to validate the fee calculations to see where your expectations do not fit reality. All that happens within the same application, on any level you need, with any flexibility you'd expect. The application helps you to achieve your task. If you need to set up a new model, it guides you through the questions you need to answer in order to get a full waterfall. And it is clever enough to provide you with elements you already thought through, so that repetitive tasks reduce the longer you use the application. It makes you scalable in ways you never thought it possible. If you make a mistake or you try to combine things which should not be, the application is intuitive enough to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to get back on track. This is true as well when creating scenarios or matching scenarios with reality, which you create based on your events on investments and exits, while the application is doing all the math for you and get you back to representation of the result. The application is built to be beneficial for everybody in the organization. So can the deal team check easily how and when a target IRR can be reached for a specific fund? No special skills are necessary, and your CFO does not need to spend a night to get that calculated for you. Everybody wins.
Cashgate offers a broad range of reports, self-configured to your needs, making the results of the calculation available for internal processes, management reports, outlooks, risk or cash management. The audit trail is always available and regulatory requirements are covered automatically. Capital account statements are produced and shared by the application, and stakeholders can simply log in and get information right on screen.
Cashgate is clear, and not only is clarity important to GPs in the calculation of the waterfall, but it is also paramount to LPs. These investors sometimes are managing at a portfolio level hundreds of different private equity commitments, and clarity to an LP means conciseness, granularity, and consumability of data. All of these are characteristics of Cashgate data.
Access to data and work from everywhere. That is the topic of today. Critical processes and data that can be installed on the cloud in order for the business to run seamlessly. Cashgate is built native as a web application that can be deployed on SaaS and on the cloud. You have a team working on waterfalls while an employee is checking their carry statement and the CFO is working on several scenarios. Sounds familiar? Of course, you can have as many people working on the same application. Cashgate ensures that data integrity at any point in time, informs all users if something has changed, and provides an inbuilt chat function to talk with other users online.
You have a huge spreadsheet with all your calculations and data. You had it for several years now. The guy who built it is no longer with you, and now something changes. Do you start from scratch? Do you try to understand what was done before? Do you save versions of that file? How do you ensure that the change is not affecting your audit trail and your calculations inception to date? Don't fall into that trap. We are no longer in the 90s. Today, Cashgate ensures that you can run the model for any number of years unchanged or changed, and you still have all the history, data or logic available, who changed what and when. You understand every element used, and if you've got a question, Cashgate provides you support and a detailed manual. No matter if you have 200 or 2 million transactions, a simple or a complex waterfall, 1 or 10 people working on it, use your time better and Cashgate for your calculations.
As you have all your logic and data on Cashgate, you need to have it secured. Cashgate has very granular authentication and authorization systems in place. Authentication processes can be configured to be as secure as you need them. Authorization is controlled to the level of buttons and specific data elements. Additionally, all personal data, such as email addresses, are protected by additional encryption. The Cashgate application has the advantage of being used not only by the individual who programs the algorithm, by herself for herself, but by many. While the algorithms being more complex, as we need to cover for all variations of the algorithm, the testing of these calculations is more thorough, with the Cashgate software ensuring a higher level of accuracy. This guarantees that best practices for terms are automatically being used by every Cashgate user. Scenario calculations use best practices, making risk management and cash flow analysis just that closer to truth. Trust is a key word here, and we help you to trust Cashgate by supporting you in every step, from your test phase, when you compare results from Cashgate to your current system, via the implementation with a very comprehensive training, and throughout the life cycle of your fund. Be smart, use Cashgate.